Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. So today we're going to discuss about the life cycle of the HIV and how this HIV infections, it destroy our immune system, especially the adaptive immunity, right? Okay, now HIV as a mechanism of immune suppression, right? As you can see from here, this is apparently the structure of a HIV. Okay, right now a HIV, has a lipid envelope, right? This is to facilitate the fusion of this lipid envelope of the HIV into the host cells plasma membrane. You know already, right? The host cells plasma membrane are made from lipids, right? That consists of the dual layer of the phospholipid. So the HIV envelope also synthesized or derived from lipid. Okay, so a HIV has a lipid envelope with many receptors, right, on its surface, or to be more precisely, protein receptors, right, on the lipid envelope. And then in the inside, right, this HIV, that is consists of dual strand of RNA and a pair of reverse transcriptase enzyme are being capsulated, with a capsomere protein, right? Capsomere protein. This capsomere protein, also known as capsid. Okay, and on the other hand here, right, you can see how this HIV virus bind with a T cell. Okay, it's via the CD4 receptor of the T cell as well as the CXCR4 co-receptor on the helper T cell. Okay, now this is a T cell, but to be more specific, this is a helper T cell. Why? Because only helper T cell has the CD4 receptor on its surface. Okay, now class, for a HIV to bind, right, to bind completely with a helper T cell, the receptor on the lipid envelope of the HIV must bind with the CD4 receptor and the CXCR co-receptor on the helper T cell. Okay, now HIV is the human immunodeficiency virus. Okay, please get your spelling correct here, right? Human immunodeficiency virus, which is the causative agent of AIDS. Causative agent means the main or the culprit, right? The culprit that causes AIDS, right? What is AIDS? It is the acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, right? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. AIDS is the final stage of HIV infection. Okay, so I mean, say when you get if someone gets HIV, right, that particular individual not necessarily has AIDS yet, right? That individual has AIDS means that individual is already in the final stage of the HIV infection. So if that individual has HIV initially, so that individual has HIV infection, right? Towards the end of the HIV infection, then only that individual has AIDS, when that individual's immune system is already collapsed, and that's when opportunistic pathogen will kicks in, and cause opportunistic or complications. Now, HIV is a retrovirus, right? A retrovirus that has 2 copies of single-stranded RNA viruses. HIV has a helical envelope, right? A helical envelope or to be more specific, a helical capsid. Okay, this should be capsid lah, lagi tepat ni. Okay, a helical capsid. The envelope is the outside here, lipid envelope. Okay, so students, sorry, so please make a proper errata here. All right, having a helical capsid and contains 2 reverse transcriptase enzymes, okay, that allows for a reversal of genetic transcription from RNA to DNA. So meaning to say, this reverse transcriptase enzyme, right, will cause the transcription of DNA from this virus RNA. Right, this virus RNA, it enters your host cell, right? This reverse transcriptase enzyme will cause the transcription of a viral DNA. Pandai kan? Dia ada viral RNA, dia buat viral DNA pula. So the newly transcribed viral DNA will be incorporated or fused into the host cell's DNA strand, okay, for the production of new RNA retroviruses. Okay, but virus ni. So infection by HIV will stimulate the production of helper T cells, obviously, and okay, now the AIDS will destroy the helper T cells, thereby will cause the collapse or impair both the humoral and cell-mediated immunity. Now, apparently this HIV, it does not only, alright, destroy your helper T cells, right, but this HIV, alright, when it is already progressed to AIDS, okay, the AIDS will destroy brain cells and macrophages as well. Right, so you can say that HIV, right, indirectly destroy brain cells and macrophages. Okay, but actually, when the HIV is already progressed, like what I mentioned earlier, the HIV already progressed, the HIV infection already progressed to AIDS, then only the brain cells and macrophages are destroyed. Okay, so you can see the HIV progression here, right, when it comes to the number of the CD4 cells. CD4 cells also known as the helper T cells, because the helper T cells has this CD4 receptor on its surface, plasma membrane surface. Right, look at the number of the helper T cells before infection, banyak. Right, so during infection, okay, early infection or acute HIV infection, okay, you can see the numbers of the helper T cells slowly declining, right? And then in the chronic HIV infection, right, the number of the viruses obviously will increase, okay, and become more prevalent or lebih banyak daripada helper T cells ini, right? And then in the AIDS, what happens? Helper T cells almost gone, bye bye. Okay, now the mechanism of replication, right, of the HIV, or the life cycle of the HIV, right? Ini yang paling penting. Okay, so first things first, this viral HIV, okay, will attach to the receptor on the host cell's membrane, okay, like what I mentioned earlier, via the CD4 receptor and the core receptor. So the HIV cord protein will fuse, okay, will fuse with the host cell's membrane, okay, releasing the viral RNA and reverse transcriptase enzymes into the host cell. Okay, so this is the viral RNA and this is the reverse transcriptase enzyme yang bulat ni. Ini yang bulat ni ialah reverse transcriptase enzyme, right? Okay, next, what happened? The HIV reverse transcriptase enzyme will synthesize, okay, synthesize a single strand DNA, right, single strand DNA virus that is complement to the virus RNA. This is the virus RNA, this is the complementary DNA virus, which is a single strand, since the RNA virus is a single strand. Right? Next, single strand DNA viral ni mesti jadi double strand. Macam mana tu? Okay, so the single strand DNA, alright, single strand DNA virus or ssDNA, right? Single strand DNA virus will act as a template to synthesize a double strand viral DNA, okay, which is dsDNA, double strand viral DNA or double strand DNA virus. Okay, and this double strand viral DNA, also known as provirus. Okay, so let me recap. Alright, viral RNA masuk ke dalam host cell. Alright, viral RNA dengan reverse transcriptase enzyme, and then next, reverse transcriptase enzyme direct the synthesis of the viral RNA, which is a single strand DNA, ssDNA. Alright, the ssDNA act as a template, alright, to synthesize a double strand viral DNA, which is dsDNA, and this dsDNA also known as a provirus. Right, so the provirus, okay, will move into the host cell nucleus. Now, inside the host cell nucleus, this provirus will incorporate it, right, with the host DNA to form the HIV genome. So this is a HIV genome. Right. Next, this dormant provirus, all right, okay, the dormant provirus, which is inside the HIV genome, all right, will replicate, okay, or transcribe into viral RNA and viral mRNA each time the host cell undergoes cell division. Okay, so this will increase the number copy of HIV genome or viral RNA. Now, the host cell, which is the helper T cell here, alright, cell division is shut down to enable the transcription of viral RNA. If you recall that helper T cell, each time this helper T cell is activated, the helper T cell undergoes proliferation. Betul kan? Now, by right, helper T cell ni dia proliferate, but that did not happen. Okay, the proliferation process of the helper T cell is being shut down. So what happened? Okay, what happened? The viral RNA is being increased in copies. Okay, itu pula yang bertambah banyak, viral RNA. Bukannya helper T cell tu. So what happens to the number of this viral RNA inside that particular helper T cell? Each time that helper T cell is activated to undergo proliferation, obviously helper T cell tidak akan jadi banyak. Alright, sebab the host cell division is shut down to enable the transcription of viral RNA. Memang best lah virus ni. Next, the activated provirus. Alright, activated provirus will instruct the host cell to synthesize new viral proteins. Remember, the dormant provirus is transcribed into viral RNA and viral mRNA. So kalau ada viral mRNA, what will you get? Viral protein. Alright, so now activated provirus will instruct the host cell to synthesize new viral protein that assemble with the viral RNA into new retroviruses. So now you have many new retroviruses here, or many HIV here. So the new HIV will bud off from the host cell membrane, causing the destruction of the host cell or the T cell. Okay, that eventually causes the immune system to collapse, which leads to AIDS. Okay, so that's it for today. All right.